Hey guys, okay, I want to go over the creating an illusion. Okay, so start off with you got your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Okay, now I have an innocent being inside me, which was created by me to speak to Christ. To make a long story short, if you want the long version, you have to go back to the beginning of my playlist and watch it. And I think it's in Down a Rabbit Hole. That's how he got created. You can go watch them videos. But just to let you know, that's my makeup. Now, so I started creating trains, creating in the illusion. Okay. Now what that means is my innocence, my spirit, all that is in the illusion. Now there's, just to get this off, just to get it out of here, get this talked about. I'm living in the spirit world in St. Lucian with Christ in St. Lucian, which is a town which has thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Most of my family actually lives in St. Lucian. My grandma is in St. Lucian. So, you know what I'm saying. So there's that level, okay? Then there's the physical reality. Then you got the higher planes, the really higher, which was like above nine at least, some, I think. I can't remember all the details. I'm just gonna break it down real easy. So to create an illusion, then you have dream space, okay, where you dream. But that can get mixed up in the illusion of St. Lucian. So it's like St. Lucian and your dream are both together. So in your mind, you're dreaming, your spirit, you're dreaming, and you create things. So in your dreams, when you're dreaming and you're running, just for example, you're running around with a shotgun shooting bad guys in your dream. You can wake up and you're still running around. I wake up in my bed consciously. I have a shotgun in my hand. Then I call Christ. Christ comes into me. His spirit comes into me. The actual dude, personality essence of Christ comes into me. When you die, you're going to be one of these. And then he can come into me, reach in, grab the gun, which I created in the dream, pull it through me into his world, in the St. Lucian world. Beyond the St. Lucian world is another world, physical reality. How do you bring it here? How do you manifest it here? Well, that's a whole different process. But there are people out there that can do it. Sai Baba is one. Supposedly, I've seen the videos of him doing it over there in India. And what he does, he meditates, leaves his body from India, goes to I saw a video, I think he went to Switzerland, manifested in Switzerland, bought a watch with money, bought a watch, left the store, and this was witnessed by a guy in India and a guy in Switzerland, all set up ahead of time. He saw Sai Baba walk into the store, buy the watch in Switzerland. He's sitting in a chair in India. The guy buys the watch, comes back, leaves the store, disappears in Switzerland, and goes like this, sitting in a chair, and has a watch in his hand with the receipt and all the shit. So something like that happened, and I saw it, and I'm like, well, that's how a master can manifest in reality, okay? Now, how do I do it? How do I become a master? Well, you just fucking keep practicing until you do it. But I'm learning to manifest from dream space into the illusion of St. Lucian, okay? The town of St. Lucian where I live. But you can bring it into zero space or any other space or wherever. Okay, then you bring it into reality. Now, for me to bring it into reality now, you know, you gotta win the lottery, you gotta buy it. But you set it up. So you dream about it, then you focus on it, and then you save your money and go buy it, type of thing. Or it's given to you, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It manifests in your life. That's the long version. Now, a master like Yoda or Sai Baba can just, here it is, bring it right out of the Saint Lucian and manifest it here. You understand? That's the easy way of doing it. I think too many people on the planet can do that. And I asked Christ about Sai Baba, and he said he was over the top. Forget about it. Christ can't even do that. Like the individual Christ that I'm working with, he can't even do that. What Sai Baba's doing. So I guess this Sai Baba is the real deal from what Christ says. Now, but go watch his videos on YouTube. Just punch it in, S-A-I Baba. And he's a big guy with a big afro sitting there in a red cloak manifesting shit for everybody. Just that's what he does, man. There's like 2 million followers just sitting around chanting, smoking incense and stuff. So that's what they do. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up. But so what I started doing was, last week, was I started creating in the illusion, which means my soul and my spirit in combination with my mind. So I'll look at a train car, a box car, a specific box car. I'll look at it on the internet, just a photo of it. All of a sudden, then my innocence brings out his hands in front of me. My innocence, the little guy that's inside me. He'll bring his hands out. And then, as I'm looking at the box car, he creates it. And it's a really higher vibration. Okay? So it's high. It's not, it's like a ghost. You can't put your hands, you can put your hands through it, but it's still there, but you can put your hands through it. Then he brings it down with detail. Okay? This is what I've seen. I did it like 100 times already in the past week. So he takes it from a high place and he brings it down lower, down into Saint Lucian, right? By the time he gets down to Saint Lucian in the lower, on the 4th plane, now you can go down to the 1st, but I'm on the 4th. This is where Saint Lucian is, on the 4th level. So he brings it down to the 4th level of the Saint Lucian, and now it's got color, it's got the rivets, it's got detail, it's thicker, it's solid. And what I see him do is he does that, he brings it down into the lower levels. And as he brings it down to the lower levels, it becomes more and more solid. So this is how Christ creates buildings and the city of Elysium. He takes it from high to low, manifests it in Saint Lucian. Now I'm doing this in a body with my innocence doing it. Okay? Which is basically the same thing as a dream. That's how I got that damn car, that Nova SS. Okay? I'm in a dream. There's a Nova SS. I created it in my dream. I run over. Or it's someone else's. I run over, open the door, start up the car, and I'm driving in my dream. All of a sudden I wake up driving. Grace is going, "What you doing?" "I'm driving a Nova." And he goes, "Well, bring it here." So Grace reaches in, grabs the car and me, and I grab the car, Grace grabs the car, and we bring it into Saint Lucian. Now I got a car in Saint Lucian, and I can drive around it. It's there forever. Okay? This is what I'm doing. But I'm creating it from my mind awake. I'm looking at the object, which is a train car, on the computer. My spirit is making, on a high level, the train car, the layout. Picture perfect, exactly the same as the train car. But I go over the details, like the reporting marks on the train, Canadian National, Via Rail, that all the little symbols, because modelers like that stuff, detail, right? So I make it as best detail as I can, my spirit does, in consciously, all three of us, my soul, my spirit, and my ego, making this thing. Then we bring it down, and what he does is, as he goes lower, he shakes it like that, and it gives it color. It just gives it a shake, and all of a sudden it's there, it's better. And I'm watching this as I'm meditating in this chair, creating this thing, and he brings it down, and it's solid. Now, if it's a locomotive, how do you get the thing to run on the track? How do you get the lights to shine? Okay, how do you get the engine to run on an electric track? Okay, which they have. They have model shops. They have all this stuff in St. Lucian already, but it's really hard for people to create it. Okay, you got to be like a specialist. So how do you get the thing to run? So I don't know how my Innocence does it, but everything I know about a locomotive and a train car, he wills it to do exactly the same as it happens here in this reality. Okay? So pretend this cell phone, this electric cell phone with all the bits and components in it. Okay? How do you get this cell phone to run? Or this camera that I'm recording on? How do you get this thing to run? Because you created the whole shell. You created the whole shell of this phone, but it don't work in the illusion yet. You have to will it to work exactly as it does here, without knowing any of the components. You don't know how this. Pretend this is alien technology. You don't know how they made it. You don't know all the components, how much battery voltage it takes, microwaves, all that shit. You don't know how it works. You will it to do. Okay? You will it to do. That's where I'm having a problem. Now I can create the boxcar. I can create the locomotive. But all the parts in the locomotive on an HO scale model train running on a track is a whole different story. How do you create it to run? I wasn't doing that. Christ was doing that. He would take the train model from me and make it run on the track. Well, I go, how do you do that then? And he goes, oh, you just will it to. He goes, you want the lights to come on, you want the lights to shine, you will it to the lights to shine. And so what I started doing was, I said, well, fuck, I'm going to do that then. So I sit in here, I bring it down, I create it the best I can. My Innocence makes it the exact same as what I'm seeing. But then I got to will it to this thing to act. I have to will it to act exactly like it would in reality. And you will that into it. You give it not life, but you give it the components for it to run. I don't know how it works. You just do it. And I did it. I couldn't believe it. Well, I didn't do it. My Innocence did, which is another little guy inside me, okay? But he's hooked up to Mom, which is the Godhead, the creator, okay? Mom's the creator. He's hooked up to her. I don't know if they're working together, but I'm figuring that's the way it is, because she knows everything. Like, everything. So anyway, he hands it off to Jesus. My Innocence hands it off to Christ after willing the power and the lights and the components, and I don't even know if there's components in it. Like when you take the top off the locomotive, it's full of wires and electrodes and little computer chips and things that make it run on the track, positive, negative, ground wires, and the electricity comes from the track into the locomotive. Well, I'm making this thing when I had to will it to work exactly like it does here in reality. Christ was doing that. Now I can do it. I learned how to do it. And you just will it to act. And anything I can't do, Christ fixes it to actually work like it's supposed to. And Christ knows how it's supposed to work, because he is in touch with a train guy that runs a hobby shop and has his own layout or train set where the locomotives run. The guy makes the locomotives run. But you can't just go ask some guy, make my locomotives run. That takes a lot of effort, okay? And it takes payment. It's however payment is made. Like there's monetary system. I'm sure there's a monetary system, a trade. I'm sure there's different types of ways to trade, or there's a monetary system where people get paid to do this. Because they gotta take their 2 hours out of their day to make this locomotive work. You understand what I'm saying? So there's compensation for that in a monetary system or whatever, in St. Lucian. So what I'm saying is, this is how you create in the spirit world. So I'm trying to bypass all the monetary system, just create my own shit. Now, my spirit created a whole big ass house for me. My Nova's sitting there, a car that runs perfectly. It's sitting there in the garage waiting for me to get there, but I can't go there. Well, I can go in spirit, but I can't go in the physical because I'm physical. But I can go to the house, go to sleep, play with my, drive around with my car. If I have to meditate to do it, go into dream space, walk to the car, open it up, go in, and I'm driving around just like that. And if you're in dream space and you can do that in your dreams, unconscious, on a soul spirit level, go to your, it's even better. It's just like real life, man. You cut your hand, you crash the car, all of it. Exactly like reality in the dream. My problem is I have a little bit of more problem in the illusion. So, because when I'm in the illusion, when I wake up from the dream and I go into the illusion, I'm driving my car, I start to get conscious here. I wake up here. So it's a little less solid, but it is just as solid. But I can't perceive totally what I'm experiencing in my soul. So that's that. And you really don't want that, because if you get wrapped up, you're pretty much dead. You pretty much leave the physical at that point. So you really don't want to, well, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe some people could do it better. But for me, I'm trying to get back to physical, where I cut off most of this soul experience level. But since I'm here, I'm going to play with it and learn, right? So when I manifest these things, and then I went and manifested Marshall Stack, which is 2 giant cabinets. One's bass, one's like for guitar and singing and stuff, right? Then there's the head that controls all the thing. So I created this for my kids. Okay, so I created the cabinet, 2 giant speakers that are like huge. You know, when you go to a concert, Metallica's playing and they got the huge Marshall Stacks. Yeah, I had one of those, so I know pretty much what they look like. Plus I got photographs on here, and so I construct the visual of it and the meat of it. I construct the sides, the metal, the knobs, the words, the colors. I construct all that. I make it basic, but it don't work. I couldn't make it work. Fuck. What do I know about that? I don't know what's inside this thing to make it work. So I gave it to Christ. Christ made it work, because he knows how to will that into it. And that's how, when I was making that and the locomotives, Christ is telling me, you will it to work as it does. This thing already exists in reality. Therefore, okay, this thing already exists. The amplifier, the locomotive already exists. It has its own way of doing things. Now, you take that way, you take it, and you put it into your creation, the replica of what you made. And then you will it to work, and it works. So the train guy at the hobby shop, in the illusion, the same illusion, he takes my train, puts it on his track, hits the power, and it goes. He's got a new train to play with. And it took me all of 15 minutes to make it. Exact replica of what is here on Earth. You understand what I'm saying? Now I made the cabinets, but I couldn't make them work. Christ made them work, because Christ knows how they work. Okay, so you take the how it was created and you will it into the cabinets. This is what Christ does. I have a hard time with it. And so anyway, and now what he did was he took the cabinets and the whole Marshall Stack, which was so loud, he took it to his church so they can all sing and play guitar and do their choirs and whatever they do in church. Plus, it's not in my head. My kids get to go away and play. So I was walking through Walmart with my mom the other day, and I saw kites, butterfly kites. And my kids never heard of a kite or played with a kite. So I'm walking through Walmart, I check out, my innocence comes up and constructs a kite as I'm walking through Walmart, but I'm sort of like out of it. because I'm watching him construct it. And I know what a kite looks like. So I created this huge butterfly, put 2 poles in it with plastic bars, gave it a nylon string, fucking 10 miles of nylon string, and I gave it to the kids, Julie and Angela, my kids that are dead in the spirit world. And they're like, what's this? What's this? Christ comes over and he's like, holy shit. So Christ knows. So Christ explains to them, it's a kite. Let's go play. So Christ creates a couple more kites, because Christ can create kites like fucking nothing. So he takes my 2 kids out. They're flying kites. Next thing you know, there's like 400 kids in this football field in St. Lucian flying kites all fucking day long. And they're all happy. Everybody's happy. And they're all flying kites. Kites that Christ created, because I created one for my kids walking through Walmart. That's what happens, you know. So when you create things, and it's a good thing, it makes you feel good. Plus you're learning. You're always learning how to do this shit. Now it don't mean shit. It don't mean fuck all. Here, like I'm not Sai Baba where I can will up in the illusion a brick of gold and manifest it here. Holy fuck, I wish I could. I could do little things, and I made videos about it. I can do little things. I can't manifest in my hands. Like, I want a pen. Okay, I'm creating a pen in the illusion. All of a sudden, there's a pen. I can't do any of that. But I can think and feel a Lunamoth. Okay, here's an example. I can think and feel a Lunamoth. 2 weeks later, have a Lunamoth in my hand that came to a light at my house. And I've done it. made a video about it. I think I got from my last channel. I think it's gone. But anyway, I've done that with animals. It's really to do with animals, to manifest them in the reality. 50 fucking years I never saw a Lunamoth in my life. They're here, but there's no forest. Not really. I'm thinking of a Lunamoth. 2 weeks later, there's one on the damn door. I almost had a heart attack. I photographed it, filmed it, go into my Facebook. Take a look at the pictures. There they are, my first Lunamoth. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks earlier, I was thinking about it, about seeing one. And what you got to do is you just think about it. Daydream. Oh man, I wish I could see a Lunamoth. Then let it go. 2 weeks later, there it is. Happens all the time to me. But it never works for money. It's harder with people. But if it's base nature, I can create it up. I can will it up. Like that. I don't know why I don't will up a bucket, find me a big rock of gold or something and stuck in crystal, or what's that stuff called? Anyway, I should. But basically what I'm saying is this is good practice for people to manifest things in the spirit world. And if you can learn how to create, well, we all do, in dream space. When we're in dream space dreaming, and you're dreaming of driving a car, or you have a gun, or you have a camera, okay, and you're dreaming of taking pictures, take the camera, wake up, take the camera with you, and wherever you live in the illusion, if you have spirit guides, hand it off to them. Take this for me. I need it when I get back. If you can do that, if you're at that space. If you're not, start practicing. Just practice for the sake of practicing, because this is all about life on earth, creating. When you can do that there, you can do it here, supposedly. That's what they say. But you don't manifest it in your hands like, I want a phone. Boink, there's the phone. Okay? Maybe people can. I can't yet. I wish I could. Oh man, I wish I could. But I'm not Sai Baba or Yoda or any of these other people that can just will up shit whenever they want and manifest it in their hand. But this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to explain. Practice it. There's 2 ways to do it. Bringing it from a dream into reality, into the illusion of where you live in your soul. So when you die, you can go play with all this stuff. You got all this stuff waiting for you. Okay? So you can create it. Well, what I'm trying to do is learn how to create it. Take it from a higher spiritual plane down, manifest it in the illusion of Saint Illusion, where I live, my soul lives, create it, make it do what it's supposed to do if it's electronics. So I can create this phone. I can create this phone at a high place, bring it down, and create it. And it looks just like this. Looks just like this. But I hit the power button and nothing fucking happens. There's no power in it. It's not supposed to do what it's supposed to do. But Christ can take it and go, holy shit, it's working. That's what I gotta get to. That's what I gotta learn. Make it work. Make it do what it's supposed to do. Like cameras, phones, train locomotives. So that's what I'm working on now. Trying to make it do what it's supposed to do in the illusion. So all this is practice. All this is practice. Just keep fucking pumping it up. Keep doing it. And you learn as you do it. And this is what I'm saying. So I can make all kinds of shit. I made a what? If I could show you the guitar, I'll try to put the guitar in here, a link to the guitar or whatever, a photograph for Facebook. I'll put a link to it. I created it. I created this guitar. Never played it in reality. Never saw it. Just the guy in the band who has this awesome guitar. And it's a beast. It's a fucking axe from hell, man. I love it. Love it. And I got that sucker waiting for me in illusion, and it works. Christ took it, made it work. So I got a guitar. I got a fucking Nova SS sitting in the garage, a 1968, 69 Nova. Sitting in the garage waiting for me. I got a guitar, I got a house, I got 2 kids and a wife, I got cameras. Everything you want in the illusion, you create it and give it to Christ. So when you get there, you don't have to worry about it. I don't know what it's like for Christ in the illusion where he lives to manifest things. But I'm sure it's done all the time because they got a whole goddamn city like New York or Toronto, and it's that size, suburbs and all Christian community, which is the size of New York, manifesting everything. So I know they can do it. But for your own personal shit, start practicing, start playing. So when you get there, you can walk up to Christ and go, look what I can do. You think I'm a little sheep? No. Look what I just manifested this. He's going to be like, all right, we got to go have a chat. All right? So it's brownie points for you. Plus you're learning all this. This is why we're here. So, hey man, I don't know. You got nothing else better to do? Start playing. Start practicing. Doing this stuff. It's good stuff. It's good. It's good for the soul. Good for your spirit, good for your mind. Pretend you're in a dream and create it. And I just told you how to do it. Looking at a picture on the computer, bring your soul hands up and manifest it. Mold it. You don't even have to. You just look at it and your soul creates it. Awesome stuff. If you have any questions, I'll make another video on this. Do it again. I just got 11 seconds left, so I gotta get going. It's pretty awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. And you'll get attention. You'll get attention in a good way. Christ will be like crying because you did this, because it's so awesome. And that's what he does in me. I'm like, fuck.